I am 32 and sitting on the terrace of a rooftop bar in Riverbend when I tell our friends that my husband, Nolan, still asks his mother which socks to pack for a business trip. The wind pulls at the hem of my silk dress, and I laugh too loud. I say, his mom raised a mama's boy, plain and simple. Everyone laughs except Nolan. He is 35 and usually the calm one, the man who pays the tab without looking at the bill and drives home drunk friends who have no idea how lucky they are. Tonight he sets his beer down so carefully the glass does not make a sound. His eyes meet mine and I see something I have never seen in them before, a crack wide enough for me to fall through. Nolan says, "You do not get to talk about my mother like that." His voice is low, almost polite, but the words hit harder than any shout. The rooftop goes quiet. Somebody coughs. I roll my eyes and reach for my margarita, thinking he will get over it by dessert. He always does. He does not get over it. He excuses himself to the restroom and does not come back. When I check my phone an hour later, he has ordered a rideshare. The app shows his little car icon crawling toward the suburbs, toward the house he was raised in. I text him, "Come on, do not be dramatic." The message sits unread. The next morning I wake up in our loft alone. Sunlight stripes the hardwood through the balcony blinds. I make coffee, scroll Instagram, wait for the sound of his key in the lock. Nothing. I send another text, "I was joking, you know how I am." Read at 9:47 a.m., no reply. At noon I drive to the climbing gym where Nolan coaches youth teams on weekends. I find him chalking his hands near the bouldering cave. He does not look up. I say, "Hey, I came to apologize." He keeps brushing magnesium across his palms. I add, "You are overreacting." He finally faces me. His eyes are red from lack of sleep, not tears. He says, "You humiliated me in front of people I respect." Then you doubled down. I need space. He clips his phone to the waistband of his shorts and walks toward the 40-foot wall, leaving me standing on blue crash mats that smell like teenage sweat. I tell myself he will be home by Tuesday. He loves our Friday night ramen ritual and the way I always forget to water the succulents so he gets to rescue them. Tuesday comes. His closet is half empty, his climbing rack gone. I call his mother, Darlene, who answers on the third ring. She says, "Nolan is here and he is safe. Please give him the time he asked for." I hear Nolan in the background asking who is on the phone. Darlene says, "No one important," and hangs up. I stare at the dead screen and feel the first pinch of something that might be fear. I try the classic moves. I send a photo of the cat wearing a tiny birthday hat. I Venmo him for half the electric bill with a heart emoji. I drop off his favorite fleece at Darlene's porch, thinking he will have to thank me. Days turn into a week. My best friend Suri meets me at a riverside food truck court for tacos. While we wait for our order, she says, "You kind of crossed a line, Ray." I snort. It was a joke. Suri unwraps her carnitas and looks past me toward the water. It was not a joke to him. The following Saturday, I drive to the community trailhead where Nolan usually meets his climbing buddies at dawn. I spot his Subaru, its rear hatch open, gear spread like a yard sail. 3 of his friends glance over, then pretend not to see me. I call out, "Nolan, can we talk?" He is tying a double bowline. Without looking up, he says, "Not here." I step closer and the tallest friend, Marcus, moves between us. Marcus says, "He asked for space, Ray. Respect that." The word respect lands like a slap. I retreat to my car, heart hammering, and watch them hike toward the granite bluffs until their chalk bags are bright dots against the pine. I send flowers to Darlene's address. The card reads, "I am sorry. Tell him I love him." 2 days later, the bouquet is returned to my doorstep, petals browning. A note clipped to the stems in Darlene's tidy handwriting, "He is not a mama's boy. He is a man who knows his worth." I drop the whole mess into the trash and feel something inside me tip past saving. One evening, I am walking my usual loop past the old train depot when my phone buzzes. An email from our shared bank alerts me that Nolan has removed his name from the joint credit card. I stand under the buzzing sodium light, scrolling through the account history, and realize I have not paid the last 2 statements. I whisper, "This is not happening," but the numbers do not care. I try the last thing I know. I show up at Darlene's front porch at dusk. The porch swing creaks as I sit. She opens the door holding a glass of iced tea, condensation dripping onto her knuckles. I say, "Please, I need 5 minutes." She studies me for a long moment, then steps aside. Inside, the house smells like lemon polish and the same cedar candle from every Christmas I have spent here. Nolan sits at the dining table, laptop open, maps of Yosemite on the screen. He looks thinner, beard trimmed sharp. I say, "I messed up." He closes the laptop. "You keep saying that. I keep not seeing any change." I reach for his hand. He pulls away. I am filing for separation tomorrow. I have already spoken to a lawyer. The words fall between us like lead. I hear myself breathing too fast. You cannot just leave. He stands. I already did. I drive home through the old brick district, windows down, night air thick with river fog. I think he will calm down, he always does. But the next afternoon, a courier delivers a manila envelope. Inside are the separation papers and a short letter in Nolan's precise handwriting. I wish you growth. I wish you peace. I'm not coming back. My signature is required on 3 lines. I sit on the balcony floor, papers spread around me, and cry so hard the neighbor downstairs bangs on the ceiling. Weeks pass. I hear through the grapevine that Nolan has taken a guiding job in the Sierra, the kind of work he always dreamed about but stayed in the city for me. Surrey stops answering my texts. The climbing gym revokes my guest pass after I show up drunk and demand to speak to the manager. I watch Nolan's Instagram fill with sunlit granite walls and alpine lakes. He looks happy, lighter, as if someone removed a pack he had carried too long. I realize that someone was me. I sign the papers the day they expire. I mail them from the post office near the farmer's market, the same spot where Nolan once bought me peonies because I said I hated roses. I stand in line clutching the envelope like a life vest. When the clerk stamps it, I feel the final click of a lock. I am alone in the loft now. The succulents are dead. The cat sits on the windowsill, tail flicking at passing pigeons. I open Nolan's old topographic maps and spread them across the coffee table, tracing the contour lines with my finger. I whisper, I had everything and I called it nothing. The echo in the empty room is the only answer I get.